Hike. Hello again, my fellow Bears fans. Your boy Roy for Chicago Football Talk. The day we've been waiting for is finally here. It was a long Sunday without any Bears football, but we are finally ready to kick off Dallas versus Chicago in Dallas. Monday night, the whole world will be watching. And speaking of the whole world, you think you had a long wait here in Chicagoland or in the United States? Think of our Bears brethren, our Bears fans overseas across the pond who are going to have to wait until the wee hours of technically Tuesday morning football for them, Monday night football for us. Nevertheless, it's finally here. I wanted to give you guys a preview of what to expect and also some things that I think the Bears have to watch out for, some keys to victory versus the Dallas Cowboys tonight. Starting with the offense again. One thing I think the Bears really need to do is use the F tight end against DeMarcus Ware. DeMarcus Ware does move from one end to the other. I have yet to see him line up in the middle, but he will twist into the middle from either the left tackle going after the left tackle Webb or going after the right tackle Karimi. I actually think Karimi might end up having more problems than Webb in this game. Karimi has flown under the radar because of Cutler-Webb gate. Nevertheless, I think using the F tight end Kyle Adams in the backfield is something they need to really just commit to doing for most of this game. It will serve two purposes. One, it will allow that F tight end to focus on Ware no matter where he goes. And secondly, it will allow them to get their running game going, which will allow them to open up the play action passing game. The Cowboys showed to be susceptible versus the play action passing game, especially in their lopsided loss to the Seattle Seahawks. So that's something I think the Bears, a big key to victory there. Also, the screen game. I know people are going to want to talk about rolling out the pocket. I don't think the rollouts are going to be anywhere near as important as the screen game could be. If the Bears start to struggle with the Cowboys pass rush, they need to get that screen game going versus the rollouts. The rollouts could actually play into the Cowboys' strengths, as when they do blitz and send extra men, they're coming from the secondary and from the outside. And if you roll out to the wrong side, then you're playing right into their hands there. Using a fullback should allow them not to have to do rollouts so much, and it also opens up the fullback F tight end screens, which I expect to see. Moving along to the defensive side of the ball, the defensive line needs to stop the run of the Cowboys offense because that's what they use to get everything going with the whole rest of their offense. A lot of their offense is setting up screen plays and setting up play action. They do so much play action passing. That's basically their main thing that the Cowboys do. And they have so many multiple formations with which they open up their passing game from after they've gotten the running game going. But a lot of play action fakes. The linebackers are definitely going to be tested. If the defensive line can stop the running game, that will allow the Bears not to have to blitz the run so much. Now, the Bears love to blitz against the run a lot, and they use their linebackers to do that quite often. But if the defensive line can actually stop the run, that will help the linebackers stay back in coverage, and they won't have to send the linebackers because the Cowboys are going to play action pass out of several different formations, and that's going to test the linebackers in coverage. So hopefully the defensive line can stop the run to prevent them from having to do that. Another wrinkle I think the Bears are going to have to use, and I expect to see it, is Shea in the two-point stance. When they've done it versus the Rams, and they did it also versus the Packers, they did it versus quarterbacks who can actually scramble a little bit, get outside of the pocket, who aren't statuesque, if you will, and they had him mirror said quarterback. So I expect to see them use that. It allows them to do two things. One, he has the athleticism to track Tony Romo down, and two, it allows them to keep Urlacher and other linebackers in coverage instead of having to use a linebacker to mirror Romo. Shea can actually do it. So expect that to happen. I think that it can actually help them against Romo when he extends plays. Even with Shea McClellan mirroring Tony Romo on occasion, the secondary is still going to have to be very disciplined, and they're going to have to cover their wide receivers longer than they normally have to because they're playing against a quarterback who loves to extend plays. And I love a quarterback. We've gone into that a little bit about holding the ball versus extending plays. I will take extending the plays and whatever pain comes with it all the time in terms of getting rid of the ball and giving up on a play. You saw what it did yesterday with the Green Bay Packers when Aaron Rodgers was doing that. I've seen it on tape plenty of times with Tony Romo buying extra time, and I want to continue to see that from Jay Cutler also too. But the defensive secondary is going to have to be disciplined. Expect to have to cover your guys at length, play to the whistle. Don't think that a wide receiver or your defensive line is just going to sack Romo because he's very elusive. So you have to cover your guys. That being said, I expect a very close, hard-fought game. Both teams really need this game. I expect both teams to get the running game going so that they can start opening up the pass with the play action, especially the Cowboys. Something I think the Bears need to do so that they can actually win this game. It'll be a key to victory. As far as prediction goes, it's going to be this is really a toss-up. You can take one of those commemorative NFL coins and flip it. I've seen the Cowboys. I think their defense is a little bit overrated. You are looking at only 3 games that they've played, and one of those games was versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where they couldn't even buy a first down at all. Their offense was so pathetic in that game that I think their stats are overinflated. If you're judging the Cowboys defense merely on stats, merely on rankings that other people are telling you to, I say go to the tape, because the devil's in the details. And I think the Bears, if they work on that play action, are going to go a long way towards increasing their chances to victory tonight. Defensively, they just have to play disciplined in the coverage versus Romo, and I think they will have a really good shot of surprising a lot of people and winning this game. But again, I can't call it. I think it's a toss-up. I can easily see the Bears winning this game, and I can easily see the Cowboys winning this game. So anyway, make sure you log into ChicagoFootballTalk.com, and if you're at the game or wherever you are, use your mobile device. If you don't going to be in front of your computer, follow along at hashtag CFTBears. I will be tweeting a lot of extra in-between plays as I review almost every single play right after it happens, so I can catch who made a mistake or who made the block or who did this, that, or the other. So CFT Bears is where it's at on Twitter. Go to ChicagoFootballTalk.com because we will have the Twitter chat live up there as well if you're going to have your laptop handy. Enjoy the game. We're only a couple hours away. Your boy Roy, as always, let's hope for a Bears victory. Bear down for Chicago Football Talk. Peace, and I'm out.